So today we got to talk about the major drop that we just now had inside of Bitcoin. And that was pretty much due to what the Federal Reserve said about the coming events of the economy. So we're going to talk about what exactly happened and what's going to happen with Bitcoin here. Definitely go ahead and hit the like button and leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what you all want me to go over next. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this financial advice. Definitely check out cryptomillionaires.shop for Crypto Millionaires merch, link in the description. But let's get straight to this. So let's talk about Bitcoin and how this happened. So this is crazy because, leading up to this, we had this consolidation wedge, right? And we're like, look, there's no way that we can come out of this on the bottom of things. And things were already looking bad before we actually got to the actual day of the Federal Reserve meeting, which is today. And yeah, the day before, we already had a kind of a warning sign. It seemed like people were a little bit wary on what was going to happen. So some people already sold, but then we start to go a little bit more higher and higher outside of the consolidation wedge. And then the Federal Reserve meeting happens. And this caused a huge drop inside of the crypto market. Now, it didn't happen at the beginning, right? At the beginning, it started to go down just a little bit. And then it tried to go back up to this resistance all the way up here at about 28.7K. But then it got rejected and then it went straight down here all the way down to the support at 26.9K. And it actually went a little bit below 26.9K. So if you look over here, it went more so towards 26.6K, which is very, very low. Now, one thing I will say is that is way oversold. You can see up here on the oscillator, it's showing the oversold indicators coming up now. So now it's showing how oversold it is on the oscillator. So I guess the good news is we should have a little bit of a recovery. Not too sure how big of a recovery this will be, but you can already see we're trying to do some recovery. And right now, we're already back at 27.2K. Hopefully, we can get up a little bit further. I think in the long run, I don't think Bitcoin is completely stopped by this. If we are to go a little bit down further, a little bit more, then obviously 26.5K is that support that we're looking towards. If we were to go down any lower, it would be 26.5K pretty much. And more so, we can also check the 4-hour chart to see where this is going to bring us in the long term. So, looking down here, like I was saying, 26.6K, 26.5K, somewhere in that area. That's where we have this support, right? If we're going to go down a little bit more. And then after that, we have down here at 26K flat. Now, 26K flat down here, this is the 26.6K. And then we have the flat area down here of 26K. Those are both support lines for us. So we could hit this area of 26.6K and then further down to 26K flat. And then we also have another little support area down here at about 25.2K, more so give or take 25K. Let's just say that. So really 25K down here is our next support area if we're going to continue to go down here on Bitcoin. So that's if we continue to go down. That's if this is sending like bad signals to a bunch of investors. But I think that we're still bullish here in Bitcoin, to be honest. Down here, like let's say we break 25K, then we have 23.5K, right? And then we have, well, not really 23.5K, 23.2 to 23.3K. But yeah, this is the area where we would have that. And then we have another resist or another support down here all the way at about 21.2K. So those are all of our support lines, right? Now, you don't really need to pay attention to all of the supports because let's be completely honest, do we really think we're going to drop down that low? Like after this huge pump? I don't know. Maybe it can, maybe it can't. It depends on what you think it's going to do. But me personally, I think there's some more room to go up. Now over here we do see we were already coming off of a huge overbought area, right? Like all of March has been overbought, like just getting all the way up here to where we are now. Just a lot of purchasing power. Now, if we break 30K, that's like a bullish confirmation. But we could always break 30K and then, immediately go back down, but still be bullish. But I still believe, passing 30K, that's still a bullish confirmation. We haven't quite yet passed 30K since our previous crash of the previous years. But right now, we are working our way up there. But right now, this is really the point where we decide whether or not Bitcoin is going to stay bullish or bearish. Because if Bitcoin cannot survive just this Fed meeting and if it can't continue to build up more momentum, then it will go down. But right now, it's seeming like it's more bullish than bearish. So I definitely bet that it could probably get above 30K. We would just have to work our way back up there and build some more momentum. But like I said, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor at all. It's just what I believe could happen. I definitely think some momentum can be built up. We just have to have that opportunity. Now, moving on from that, we can see the markets didn't necessarily react quite good to, the Fed meeting. We're seeing everything pulling back pretty much here. So yeah, everything is going down, and yeah, everything has a little bit of a downtrend here. But I think there could be a easy reversal, right? And then we could get an easy reversal to actually bring us right back up. So I think there's a possibility that we could get that. But yeah, some coins doing good, some coins not. So over here, this is just the article explaining everything that we just talked about. Bitcoin sinks below 27K as Fed Powell keeps the focus on inflation. So he's trying to stay here with more inflation. They raised it by 25 basis points. So you can see here the central bank confirmed most expectations with its decision to raise the interest rate 25 basis points. Other major cryptos were largely in the red. So pretty much everything is down right now. And as you can see here, Bitcoin sank to 27K, blah, 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 as the Fed raising the interest rate by a quarter point. The decision reinforced the central bank's concern that inflation remained problematic. So the FOMC is strongly committed to returning inflation to our 2% objective. And they did mention, Jerome Powell did mention 2% is the objective. So Fed Chair Jerome Powell pretty much said that. And yet, in a statement accompanying the rate hike Wednesday afternoon, the FOMC also acknowledged this month's near banking meltdown, saying recent developments are likely to result in tighter credit conditions for households and businesses and to weigh on economic activity, hiring, and inflation. So this is pretty bad, and it's not as bad as it could have been. Obviously, it's not as bad. It could have been 50 basis points, and then that would have been really bad. But really, what it's looking at right now, they're really tightening on the credit conditions. That's what they're saying, and that's going to be pretty hard on some people. So it's going to, slow things down here. But anyways, the largest cryptocurrency, blah blah blah, Bitcoin, dropped down by that percentage, and they're pretty much just going to cover what we just now covered. But that's pretty interesting. And over here it says the U.S. central bank's decision comes after the February consumer price index showed month over month inflation dropping to 6%. So inflation did drop in February, and they said from the previous months, which was 6.4%. And the core annual rate, which strips away volatile energy and food costs, ticked down slightly. So yeah, that's pretty weird. And then they say the declining CPI suggested that Fed measures were at least slowly taming inflation and offered support for monetary policy observers who have insisted in recent months that the Fed had overstepped. So it's looking kind of like they're overcorrecting right now, and we're already good. They're just overcorrecting. They're doing more interest rates hikes, and this is just crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. But anyways, let me know what you all think about this. And I think Bitcoin still has the possibility to get back up there. We just got to build that momentum back. Maybe we have a little bit further down to go. Like I mentioned before, with all these different support lines, we do have supports that we could go to, whether we go to 26K, whether we go to 25K. But if we go to one of these, we could build that momentum back up to become bullish in the long term. So yeah, I think it is necessary for that pullback, and we're already having the pullback. So let me know what you all think in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done that yet. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this financial advice. And definitely check out cryptomillionaires.shop if you want to check out some Crypto Millionaires merch. We have it over there. As always, I'll be back with another video.